Spanish were followed by the French and the British, who established missions and trading posts throughout the Southeast. They forced the Indians not only to work for them, but to accept and adapt to European customs and beliefs. The old way of life, the Mississippian way, was destroyed. But even more devastating to the southeastern Indians were the diseases brought to the New World by the European invaders. Smallpox, measles, malaria, typhus, tuberculosis, chickenpox, influenza, cholera. The Indians had little immunity, little defense against these diseases that killed them by the thousands, wiping out entire societies. Within only a few generations, more than 80% of the population died. 4 out of every 5, young and old, the hope of the future and the wisdom of the past. No culture could survive a catastrophe of this magnitude. For the southeastern Indians, it meant the end of life as they knew it. For the next 3 centuries, the tentacles of European colonization reached deeper and deeper into Indian territory. The Indians became increasingly dependent on manufactured items offered by British and French traders. Things like knives, axes, kettles, blankets, cloth, rum, and most especially, guns. No longer able to rely on the natural world to meet all their needs, the Indians traded their most valuable commodity, deerskins. But along with the hides, they gave away something else, a way of life that had sustained them for generations. It was around this time that the southeastern Indians reorganized themselves to form the Indian societies of the Old South. Societies like the Cherokees, Creeks, Choctaws, Chickasaws, Catawbas, and Seminoles. One of the largest groups, the Cherokees, established the capital of their nation at Newachota in North Georgia. This was the seat of their centralized government, where they would gather to pass laws, hold court, and publish a Cherokee newspaper. But by the early 1800s, the Cherokees, along with the other Indian societies, found themselves squeezed into increasingly smaller territories. Feeding an insatiable appetite for land, white settlers pushed the Indians out of the places they had occupied for generations. In the early 1800s, federal agents drove thousands of Indians from their homes, and in 1838, the Cherokees were rounded up and herded west of the Mississippi River. By the time they reached the Oklahoma Territory, 1/3 of them had died from cold and from starvation. For the survivors of this trail of tears, as for the survivors of all the other Indian removals to the west, life was changed forever. Hardship and disease and death and relocation, the southeastern Indians didn't simply fade away. Some of their culture remains today, their influence reflected in a surprising variety of ways. Many towns and rivers take their names from Indian words: Chattahoochee and Ustanola and Ogeechee, Tallapoosa and Tallulah and Conasauga. There are medicines first used by the Indians. Willow bark, for instance, from which our modern-day aspirin is derived, and ginseng, a popular herbal remedy. There is tobacco, the first cash crop grown in the South. There are foods like corn and squash and beans, pumpkins and sunflower seeds. And there are thoroughfares. Our railroads and older highways are in large part located on the same game trails and trade routes used by the Indians.
Yo, and today we're traveling with Brandon. Yo, where we at? You see where we at? Look at that. Y'all see that? Museum, bro. Itawa Indian Mound. Ooh-wee. Dang! Natural resources. Ain't nobody out here either. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh man, they lame, bro. Look at what it say, bro. That's crazy. Look at what it say. I'm gonna get some footage for y'all though. I'm gonna get some footage for y'all. Wow. Look at the Idaho Chief, bro. Idaho Chief. I'm about to give y'all a view, y'all. Look at them Mayan Aztec stuff on the wall. Oh man, yo. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, man? Subscribe, bro. Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. I got the best real footage, man. When y'all want to learn something, this the price right here. Y'all want to learn something about what's going on, the wildlife around Georgia? Yeah, subscribe to my channel. Look. See how the mound is set up? I know I took my shoes off. Man, it look like it. Oh my goodness, yo. Oh, shout out to you, boy. Give y'all real footage, boy. Oh my goodness. I can build something like this. I can build something like this, y'all. Look at it. Look at leaves. Wow. What? I don't need no tour guide. I do not need a tour guide. They talking to return to the land. This is a turn to the land for real. What? No, I gotta get to the top. Store. For mine. No cities.